Greetings again, this is Captain Barron. So I'm going to have to take multiple outtakes on my phone apparently because it cuts off after a short amount of time, and since I am deployed, this makes it a little more of a challenge than just going all the way through. So to continue on with the previous video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the shaping of an organizational culture. At the deepest level of the organization's culture are the group's shared assumptions. Now these tend to be those that their ideas, concepts, beliefs, that the entire group, if you want to say, doesn't question or debate. They're embedded into the very foundation of how the organization operates. The assumptions are the result of continually validated and reinforced values. They guide the group behavior, perceptions, thoughts, even feelings about the organization or the situation. And these can deal with basic aspects of life, the correct way for the individual and the group to relate to each other, relative importance of work, family, even self-development. They're essentially the proper role of what the man and woman should be, or the nature of the entity itself. So one of the questions was provide a personal example that illustrates how the influence of embedded organizations' culture contribute to ethical problems. Well, if you've been in the Air Force longer than 5 or 6 years, you know that recently we've had a very large slew of ethical dilemmas and problems. Now this is the fundamental basis of the organizational culture and what the leadership is consistent with dealing with these problems, but what they're focusing on as well. One of the parts that I want to point out are the primary embedded mechanics, what leaders pay attention to, measure, and how they control on a regular basis. And number two, what are the observed criteria by which leadership allocates rewards and statuses? So the first one, what does leadership pay attention to? Everybody always hears in the military, the mission comes first, the mission comes first. But in reality, the mission is subsequent to paying attention to the airmen and the people. Once you grow your people and you pay attention to them, then they in turn want to do what's right from the visionary standpoint. Right now, the Air Force is so focused, and in my opinion, through mouth service, of saying that they take care of their airmen, but the job is basically thrust down our throats in regards to doing the work at all cost. The next one was observed criteria by which leaderships allocate rewards and statuses. The primary holdup on this one is the EPR OPR dilemma. And this isn't my opinion, so this might not be the opinion of many others, but this is mine from what I've seen over the last 4 or 5 years. The EPR OPR process is absolutely broken. Airmen, even upwards of officers, focus more on what it takes in order to get a decent bullet point or to outshine someone, instead of focusing on what is most important, which is doing their job to the best of their abilities. So if leadership wants the concept to improve our culture and get rid of these ethical dilemmas and these issues where officers and enlisted are going off doing their own thing, then these are two primary concerns that they need to focus on. So I'll give you, for instance, being deployed, and I'm reading off of my list here, a couple of the monthly award winners. Says managed 14 personnel, coordinating over 2,000 labor hours, maintaining an 8 megawatt power grid, energizing 660 facilities worth $650 million. Now, breaking that down, what exactly does that mean? Well, essentially, the guy did his job, but embellished to the point of making him sound like an absolute rock star. Well, when you get to the point of everyone doing this degrades and defeats the people that are actually superstars amongst their field, have gone above and beyond their efforts or their regular job titles, and should be recognized. So, the encapsulate kind of all this, the Air Force really needs to pull back and focus on what its focus is and its core functionality of taking care of people at its very fundamental basis, rather than allowing this culture of EPRs and bullet points and everything to persist. Thank you. My name is Captain Barron, and look forward to the next video.